Today we will discuss a delicate topic that concerns our relationships and many of us. The signs that indicate the need to cut off all contact with someone, even if they are family members or friends. Too often we find ourselves in toxic relationships that harm our lives, but we manage to justify maintaining these ties out of fear of losing important people to us. However, it is essential to recognize when a relationship is damaging rather than enriching, and to have the courage to make the necessary decisions to protect our mental and emotional health. So here are the 9 signs that indicate you should cut off all contact with that person, even if they are a family member or a friend. 1. Constant manipulation. If you constantly feel questioned in your reality, your feelings, and your decisions, this could be a clear indicator of an unbalanced and harmful relationship. When you are in a relationship with a manipulative person, you may perceive a constant questioning of your reality. This manifests through distortion or denial of your experiences and manipulation of your perceptions. For example, they might try to convince you that your opinions or feelings are not valid, or that your decisions are wrong, even if they are not. Moreover, constant manipulation can lead you to doubt your own feelings and thoughts, as the manipulative person tries to undermine your self-confidence. They might do this through techniques like guilt, intimidation, or distraction, causing you to doubt your perceptions and values. This constant manipulation can create an imbalance in the relationship, leading you to feel emotionally drained and confused. It could also cause you to continually subordinate your needs and desires to theirs, thereby compromising your emotional well-being and self-esteem. 2. Lack of support. Relationships should be a source of inspiration, comfort, and mutual support. If you constantly find yourself having to face difficult times alone, it might be time to reevaluate that relationship. The lack of support in a relationship indicates when a person does not offer you the psychological or practical support you need during tough times. Healthy relationships should be characterized by a sense of mutual support, where both parties help each other in times of need. However, if you constantly find yourself facing challenges alone, without the support of that person, this could be a sign that the relationship is not providing what you need. This can lead to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and frustration. Therefore, it is important to consider whether the relationship is actually contributing to your emotional well-being, or if it is time to reevaluate it. 3. Excessive complaining. Being around someone who constantly complains can drain your energy and negatively affect your mood and outlook on life. The presence of excessive complaints from the other person can be a warning sign in a relationship. When someone constantly complains, it can create a negative emotional environment that affects your energy and mood. Constant exposure to complaints can drain your energy, increase your stress levels, and negatively influence your overall view of life. This behavior can cause a feeling of oppression. Additionally, it might be difficult to maintain a positive attitude when you're constantly surrounded by negativity. Excessive complaining can also hinder communication and emotional connection with the other person, as you might feel overwhelmed or unheard. It is important to recognize when complaining becomes a problem and assess whether it is possible to address the situation together. However, if it persists and is not addressed, it might be necessary to reevaluate the relationship. 4. A feeling of exhaustion. If you constantly feel exhausted and drained after spending time with that person, it could be a sign that the relationship is taking more energy than it is giving back. When you feel exhausted after interacting with someone, it might mean that the dynamic of the relationship is unbalanced. You may feel like you constantly have to give energy, attention, and support without receiving the same in return. This can lead to feelings of frustration, emotional fatigue, and lack of satisfaction in the relationship. In a healthy relationship, giving should be balanced with receiving, and both parties should feel supported, appreciated, and invigorated by their interactions. However, if you feel energetically drained after spending time with that person, it might be time to reconsider whether it is truly beneficial for your emotional and mental well-being. 5. Lack of trust. When trust, which is a fundamental pillar of any bond, starts to waver, it is a clear sign that something is wrong. In a healthy relationship, trust acts like a glue that holds the bond together. It is the certainty that you can count on the other person, that your secrets are safe, and that promises will be kept. When trust begins to diminish, the relationship becomes unstable ground, filled with uncertainties and suspicions that undermine the connection. Lack of trust can manifest in various ways: revealed secrets, broken promises, words spoken behind someone's back. Every time trust is compromised, it is a blow to the heart of the relationship that leaves difficult-to-heal scars. When there is no trust, it is inevitable that there will be constant doubts about the other person's sincerity and reliability. This can lead to constant monitoring of what is said, moderating the information shared, and questioning the other person's actions. All of this is exhausting and painful and does not reflect a healthy relationship at all. Recognizing the lack of trust as a serious problem is the first step to protecting your inner peace and emotional integrity. Sometimes, the wisest and bravest decision you can make is to cut off all contact with someone you cannot trust. 6. Excessive self-promotion. This behavior manifests when the person constantly monopolizes conversations and positions themselves at the center of every discussion, leaving little or no space for you and your achievements. When you are constantly surrounded by someone who self-celebrates 24 hours a day and shows no genuine interest in you and your experiences, it can become frustrating and alienating. Feeling constantly ignored or undervalued can make you feel neglected and unappreciated within the relationship. This type of dynamic not only limits your space to express yourself and share your experiences, but can also undermine your self-esteem and sense of personal achievement. Relationships should be characterized by a balance of attention and mutual respect, where both parties support and encourage each other in their successes and triumphs. If you find that your voice and your achievements are not recognized or respected, you might decide to take steps to end that relationship and seek more balanced and fulfilling connections. 7. One-sided relationship. When you constantly find yourself in a situation where the other person talks without giving space to your opinions, feelings, or experiences, it can become frustrating and alienating. The lack of reciprocity in dialogue can make you feel neglected and unheard, as your thoughts and feelings are not considered or respected. In a healthy and balanced relationship, both parties should have the opportunity to express themselves freely and feel heard. The dialogue should be a reciprocal process in which both parties actively contribute to the conversation and genuinely care about each other's thoughts and feelings. Recognizing that the relationship has become one-sided is the first step to addressing the problem and seeking solutions. It might be necessary to communicate openly with the other person about the need for a more balanced dialogue and mutual participation. However, if there is no willingness on their part to listen and respect your needs, you might have to consider ending that relationship. 8. Boundary violations. This occurs when you constantly find yourself in situations where your personal limits are not respected and you feel invaded in your personal sphere. Personal boundaries are important to maintain a sense of security, respect, and autonomy in relationships. When these boundaries are constantly ignored or violated by the other person, it can cause stress, anxiety, and a sense of losing control over your own life. Boundary violations can take many forms, such as meddling in your personal affairs, asking invasive questions, ignoring your desires and limits, or forcing you to do things you do not want to do. It is important to recognize when your personal boundaries are being violated and act accordingly to protect your emotional and physical space. This might mean clearly communicating your limits to the other person and setting consequences for their repeated violations. If there is no respect for them despite your efforts, it might be necessary to make the difficult decision to cut the tie. Protecting your personal sphere is essential for your emotional well-being and for maintaining healthy and respectful relationships. 9. Lack of mutual respect. Mutual respect is a fundamental pillar of any healthy relationship, and when it is compromised, it is a clear sign that the relationship may have become harmful. Mutual respect involves treating the other person with consideration, dignity, and courtesy, recognizing and valuing their opinions and rights. The lack of mutual respect can manifest in various ways, such as not listening, contempt, or even verbal or physical abuse. A relationship devoid of mutual respect can lead to decreased self-esteem, emotional stress, and feelings of inadequacy. Moreover, it can undermine the trust and intimacy of the bond, making it difficult to maintain an authentic and meaningful connection. Recognizing the lack of mutual respect is essential to making informed decisions about the health of the relationship. If there is no mutual respect, despite attempts to restore it, it might be necessary to consider ending the relationship. In conclusion, it is important to understand that cutting off all contact with someone, even if they are family or friends, is never an easy decision. However, it is essential to prioritize mental and emotional health and have the courage to make the necessary choices to protect yourself. Always remember that you deserve relationships that support you, inspire you, and help you grow as an individual and a soul. Thank you for watching this video, and remember to subscribe to the Perle di Saggezza channel for similar content. See you very soon in the next video.